Alrighty, artists. So once you have your lines put into your document, you will then get your next set of instructions here, which is to work with adding shapes to your piece. So step 2 should already be finished, drawing 5 straight lines anywhere on your paper that go from edge to edge. Next, we are going to actually draw 7 small circles anywhere on the design. These can be inside of each other. Technically, they can be overlapping, but they can go anywhere. So it is, I think, common for students to just work with multiple different sizes. So when you go back into the document, the one thing that we need to remember with Pixlr is that we are going to be going in and adding color to this layer. So what I would recommend is keeping this background layer separate from all of your shapes. So before I add a shape like a circle, I need to go over to my layer panel and I can click the plus sign to add a new layer. And then I want to create an empty layer so that I can put shapes onto it. So we don't need images or text. We just need to create an empty layer. Once we see layer 2 pop up, we can actually label this. So if I were to right click it, I can title this. I can call it Circle 1, for example. So I am going to actually do one shape on each layer. So for example, if I'm on my Circle 1 layer, I can then go over to my Shape tool, which again is the square on top of the circle here. And then we have a circle shape that we can use. And really what I'm doing is just clicking, left clicking, and dragging. And the nice thing about it is the circle is already black because I have that selected for my color swatch down here too. So, and as the instructions tell us, these small circles would be filled in with black marker anyways if you were actually doing this art project. So when you're on Pixlr, you can do the same thing. And like we talked about, they can be different sizes, and you just want to make sure you have 7. So the nice thing about this, having them on separate layers, is now I can go in, I can click my little arrange tool, and I can move this around. So you can see I can move that around. If I were to go back to layer 1, which is my background, and put in a circle, and then if I want to move that, for example, you'll notice that we have a problem here. It actually picks up my entire background, and I don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to click Edit Undo. This is why we don't want to add the circles directly to our background layer. Click Undo again so I can get rid of that. And what would be smart here, if you really want to be able to control and pay attention to where all of these circles are and being able to move them. After I have this one, now I can create a new layer and then do another empty layer, and I'll do my next shape on that layer. So again, you can arrange these however you want. And then you can click the Arrange tool and move that around. And you want to make this, visually appealing. So whether or not you want the circles right in a row or kind of sporadic, it's completely up to you. Got my second circle in there, a little bit smaller. It's looking pretty cool. And then when I'm ready to add another one, I can just click Add another layer, another empty layer, and do another one, and always making sure I'm on that shape tool. So let's do some that are a little bit smaller, might be kind of fun. And if I wanted to duplicate a layer, I could do that by, like for instance, if I want to make 2 of the same circles, I can right click that circle, click duplicate layer, and then I can do several, oops, I want to make that bigger, I can do several of those the same size and kind of click and drag them around. So make sure for this step that you have 7 circles added to your composition, and then we will move on to the next step once you're finished with that.